Assalamu alaikum guys. In this video we'll talk about polymorphic relationships in Laravel. Polymorphic relationships simply, instead of repeating tables and models to make them have relations, and instead of repeating, we create a single model, only one single model, and connect them via different models, or creating a common model and make it connectable to every or whatever the models that we want. So for example, imagine we have here 4 models: video, user, comment, and posts. And for example, posts may have one or many image. Same thing for comments, also same thing for user and videos, and so on. And in the normal way, without polymorphic, we may create something like this: video, images, right? And the same thing for users, right? Here, users, and another one for comments, and another one for post images, right? So we have here more extra for tables or models, and actually it's very hard to handle, or it's very traffic actually, right? So instead of that, we create a single image model, and using polymorphic, imageable ID and imageable type, we get rid of extra or unnecessary tables that may make our work hard. So let's apply it in our code. So here, for example, I have user and post. I want to create one-to-one polymorphic relationship using image model. So here I will create PHP artisan make model image, and I want to create its migration also. And here said our migrations, create images table. I will create table, right? And we have column morphs here, and I will make it image, and automatically it will create imageable type and imageable ID columns. If we open it here, numeric, it will be here our name, imageable underscore type, imageable underscore ID, unsigned and indexed also, right? To make it fast for query. It handles everything for you. So we can also learn from this code. Actually, for best performance, we need to handle or to index these 2 columns for best performance. That's great, actually, first time I see it, right? And we can create extra columns. For example, it will be string for store the path of images. Instead our image model, I will make guard here null, and I will create the morph function. So it will be imageable because I named it here imageable. We will learn also how to override it, and simply we can say return this morph2, and let's name the imageable here according to the imageable morph columns. Now let's migrate it. PHP artisan migrated. Let's open our table, and here we have imageable type, imageable ID, and the path, right? Now let's define the relations for post users and posts. So in our users, I will create function image, and we'll define one-to-one, like one-to-one, but instead of has one, we can say morph1. So I will return this morph1, right? And our image class, and the second parameter will be the method name here, imageable, inside image class as a string. And I will apply the same thing for post model also. And now let's create our morph model. So here inside web, I will say, for example, post. After creating it, post factory create, and I will say post image create, and we need to pass the image path. As an example, I will simulate it. I will say pass, for example, one._post.jpg. Let's refresh and test. And as we can see here, let's open our table, a new post, and here is its image, right, with the full name. So if we open our tinker here, PHP artisan tinker, and I want to say post, find 13, and get its image, as you can see, it returns as normal one-to-one relationship, get path, and so on. As we can see here, it creates a full class name with its namespace. If you don't like this like me, we can define it inside our app service provider to make it post only. Like this, open our app service provider and we can use relation here, relation, and we can say enforce morph map, and it's array. I will say post in case of this app model post. Instead of creating this full name, just write post. Let's back and refresh. Refresh here, as we can see, instead of full name app models post, it creates only post, right? So let's check it for 14. Let's reopen Tinker again. 14 image path, as we can see, also works correctly, right? Let's check for old ones. It will not work because it must be unified. So in the first of relationship, we must make it like this, or after modifying the enforce map in the enforce more, or after modifying it, we need to unify it to all. Now let's refresh again, and it works successfully also, right? The same thing for users. Let's say here for our web, and user equal to first user, and I will say user underscore user, right? Avatar, for example. Let's back and refresh. We need to define the enforce map also inside app service provider. Yes, I will say please for user. Instead of this, create it just like user only. Here, refresh our database table. As we can see here, user ID number 1 has this image. Let's check it in our database or Tinker. User first image, and works correctly. Pass, it's fine, right? And it works super fast also. And also you can apply all models function like create or update, right? And create or first and so on, because in the end it's an eloquent model. One last point, if you don't like this imageable column name, for example, you want to name it to model, right? Let's migrate it here and refresh. As we can see, it will create to model type and model ID. If you want to customize it, we can open our image, right? We can say here function, and second parameter, the underscore type column. In our case is model type or whatever. It's not necessary to have underscore type, right? We just named it. And the ID is model underscore ID, these two columns. And inside other models, we need also to change this name to the model underscore, right? So it's naming is very good actually. Underscore type and underscore ID, it will be detectable by Laravel, right? So it will be detect underscore type and underscore ID for imageable. And now we changed it. If we back and try to recreate a user, refresh, and create it successfully. If we open Tinker and try to get this user image avatar, works also. Image, as we can see, works without any problems. So here's also how to customize the columns for polymorphic relationship. It works for all, many to many, one to many, polymorphic, and so on. So here's quickly today's topic about one-to-one polymorphic relationship. If you find it useful, support me by clicking on like, share, and subscribe. See you next videos.